Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about complaining. I like to talk about this topic a lot, and I've mentioned it before. Got to talk about it again. Every time I run into something in my daily life, I think about it and I figure, you know what, maybe I'll make a video, and this is one of those times. Quit the bitch sessions. Don't join into those bitch sessions. You know what I mean? Those sessions when everybody gets around, sits around and bitches, complains. The word bitch in that context really just means to complain, to bitch, right? We know that, but to me a bitch session is a bunch of little punk, little weakling motherfuckers clinging together like lint in a dryer. Little weaklings. Weaklings always cling together because they have to. They can't survive on their own. And they want to dump their problems on other people. They want to sit there and use everyone else around them as a thinking cap, because they can't think for themselves. They can't come up with wisdom on their own. They don't have wisdom. They spend a lot of time bashing themselves, belittling themselves, making themselves out to be lesser, telling themselves things like, I can't do it. Telling them things that make themselves feel weaker, like, I don't know. What do? I don't know. Why do you tell yourself you don't know? You know. All the wisdom of the universe is within you. You've heard this before, but you don't believe it. Why don't you believe it? Because you're weak. I noticed that these bitch sessions just turn you into a bitch. Don't join in. They don't solve anything. Never once have I sat around with my buddies and we go down the line and complain about our stupid little lives and our girlfriends and our jobs and all the bullshit you complain about. Your car and your health and all that shit you always fucking complain about, but you never really do anything about. The stuff that you manage the worst is the stuff that you complain about the most. And people they go down the line and they bitch. And it just makes each person weaker, and then you're vibing off this weakness. It's like a fucking vortex of energy. That's what gets created in the center. And everybody gets to be purged of their energy. Don't give up your energy. I don't find those bitch sessions to be helpful. Nobody's ever solved my problems at a bitch session, and I've never come up with supreme wisdom by sitting there complaining at a bar or to my buddy. I know some people that all they do is complain. That's why I think about this. It's why I've probably made 2 or 3 videos about this topic, because I'm around complaining people. But I realize it's just weakness. I mean, you know, that's why I used to complain, because I'm weak. That's what that is. It's the cry of the weakness. It's like a little bird's cry. Beep, beep, beep. You know, little baby bird. That's what all your complaining sounds like to others. And that's the funny thing about some people. There are true vampires out there. People that are so narcissistic where the only way that they feel good is to bring you down. You know, some people are just so negative because they've been beaten down so much in their life. And they just have this negative nilly outlook. Everything sucks. If it's sunny out, they say, well, it's probably too hot, probably get sunburned. You know, if it's rainy out, they're just like, I knew it. I knew it was going to be. The weather here sucks. I hate the weather here. I think it's a good practice to just stop complaining. You know why? Because you want to stop talking about things that make you feel weak. That's an important sentence. You want to stop thinking thoughts that make you feel weak. You want to stop treading down pathways of weakness. One of the main pathways of weakness, because weakness builds weakness. Weakness doesn't build strength. Strength builds strength. You have to find your strength. You may find your strength while you're weak, but that doesn't mean the weakness is what found that strength for you. It was you. It was that desire. You have a little kernel, just a little flame, a little spark in there that could be ignited. That strength is that spark. It's not weakness. The weakest flame can turn into the biggest fire. Fire is fire. Don't extinguish yourself through complaining, through going down weak pathways. It's a big lesson really for guys. Guys got to stop complaining. You know why? You got to be able to assume your leadership role. A leader doesn't complain all the time. A leader comes up with solutions. You know what happens if you go to a leader, a true leader, and you complain? They will let you vent. Most likely they're not even really listening because they don't really care. That's not the meat of the bone. That's not the meat on the bone they want. What they want to hear from you, they want to get past the complaining. The leader wants to just get past it. Just let that stuff out, and when you're done, let me know. Because what I want to know as the leader is, what are you going to do about it? What are the solutions to this problem? Okay, you got a problem. Everybody has problems. This is a bad one. I get it. It's upsetting you. What are we going to do now? What's the step forward? Is there a step forward, or are you just stuck here? Would you like me to give you a gun with one bullet in it and you can go in the closet and shoot yourself? Is that where you are? Because if you want to live, if you want to move forward, then what are those steps? That's the attitude of leadership, not of, oh no. Well, tell me more. Well, that bitch. Oh my God, tell me how terrible, how awful do you feel? These aren't men conversations. Stop that kind of shit. Don't indulge others with that. And don't indulge yourself with unloading your feelings about your bad day, about how much you hate Kevin from work or whatever it is. I'm not saying bottle that shit up and create an ulcer. But you have to understand your role as a masculine man, as a dominant alpha male, as a leader, as the head of the tribe, the head of your family. You're there for others. It's not about you. You're sitting here asking, well, who do I get to complain to? Nobody. You don't get to complain to anybody because you're the leader. The chief doesn't have somebody that he can be like, oh, this job's so hard. I'm just so insecure. That stuff stays within him. That's why the leader goes on, journeys to mountaintops to go and meditate while the others stay down. They don't even know what that motherfucker's up to. The leader is usually on some higher level shit because he needs to strengthen himself. Good idea is to stop complaining to your wife. Stop complaining to your girlfriend. Stop complaining to the women in your life, to your parents, to your mother. When they ask you how your day was, say fine. I don't care if you got fired. You say fine. Well, maybe being fired isn't fine. Adapt and overcome. That's what a warrior does. A warrior doesn't just sit on the ground and cry. He says, what am I going to do about this? So if someone's throwing arrows at me, what am I going to do? He doesn't just run into a bush and say, oh, I don't know. Because that's what you look like when you're sitting there complaining about bullshit. And what's your wife supposed to do? Pat you on the head and say, everything's going to be okay, honey, and you need that. That's the only way you get through? She's the man in the relationship then all of a sudden. You're the bitch. Bitch session. Stop these bitch sessions. Be there for others. Find ways through this mind, body, and soul program. I always hold three fingers up when I talk about that because it's mind, body, and soul. It's I don't want to say the circle of life. It's triangle of life. It's connected. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. All the motherfucking time. That's the duty of a man, and that way we become strong enough to help others. And when somebody, it's your daughter, and you may have had the worst day in your life. The worst shit could have happened. You lost your job, you lost your wife, you lost all your money, you think you might have cancer. You can still be there for that little girl, for your wife, for your mother, for anybody, for your friends, your weak friends, your bitch friends. And you don't join the bitch sessions. You just smile and get up and go to the other room. Go smoke a cigarette or a joint or whatever it is you do. Come back and be like, y'all done? Y'all bitches done? Clucking like little chickens. Gotta man up. You'll find with this type of attitude, it's really an attitude of positivity. And with this type of positive attitude, looking on the brighter side of life, as Monty Python saying, that you become more powerful. Your problems are water under the bridge, not boulders in front of you. It's all food for thought. Thanks for watching.